I just found out that someone is raising over $1 billion to buy XRP. At first, I thought it was just another crazy crypto rumor, until I saw who was involved and realized that this could change everything. Now, I've been holding XRP since early 2020, and trust me here, in that time, I've heard every wild prediction and rumor under the sun. $589 XRP by tomorrow. A gold-backed XRP, a secret banker flipping the switch that makes us all millionaires overnight. I've been there, I've heard that, and I've rolled my eyes. So, when I recently caught wind of whispers about a massive $1 billion XRP play, my skeptic alarm was going off. Or at least it went off pretty loud. Now, I nearly dismissed it as just pure hopium. But something in my gut said, what if this one is the real deal? So I started digging, and what I discovered blew my mind. It turns out that this wasn't just the usual Twitter gossip, no. A former Ripple executive has launched a project to create the largest publicly traded XRP Treasury ever. Basically, a company whose whole mission is to simply scoop up and hold XRP, and then use the profits to buy even more, you guessed it, XRP. Now, it's literally an XRP compounding machine built for institutions. Think of it like MicroStrategy for XRP, but on steroids and totally regulated. So if you're not familiar, MicroStrategy is the company that's hoarded Bitcoin. Now imagine that concept applied to XRP. Well, this new venture, it's called Evernorth. Right? When I realized Evernorth was actually happening with real money and real backers, I had to pinch myself here. Suddenly, one of those crazy little XRP rumors was actually coming true before my eyes. Now, I hear you. Why should we care? Well, it's because it signals something rather huge. The big players, the deep pockets, and they are betting on XRP in a way that we've never really seen before. Right? And if you stick with me here through all of this video, I'm not going to only tell you the full story of what Evernorth is doing, but I'm also going to show you how it could affect regular holders like you and I, right? I'll even share a very quirky new way that I'm personally stacking extra crypto on the side. Hint, it involves turning some old phones into crypto miners. So grab yourself a seat. And I mean, you're probably going to be sitting already, but that's metaphorically speaking. Let's get into it. So, picture this then. I'm doom scrolling one night and I see a post about someone planning to buy boatloads of XRP. Now, of course, I'm immediately like, yeah, sure. And I have a bridge to sell you, right? But then I see the name, 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗱. And I'm probably murdering the name. I apologize. I'm awful when it comes to all of these things, when it comes to naming. It's awful. I apologize immensely in advance. Anyway, Ashish is not only at least not some kind of random dude on Twitter. No, he's actually the former Ripple executive who actually helped build RippleNet's global payments network. If he is really involved, this rumor might actually have some teeth to it. Now, I kept on reading and my eyes, they just widened with each and every detail. 𝗗𝗀 has founded Evernorth, which he describes as a publicly traded XRP Treasury vehicle. Now, in plain English, Evernorth is basically an investment company that will raise a ton of money from investors, use it to buy a massive stash of XRP, and then, here is the kicker, use any income or yield that they make to buy even more XRP. Right? They want to actively grow their XRP holdings over time. Now, it's not just buy and hold, it's buy, earn, and buy more, right? They are setting up a feedback loop to compound their XRP position, which shows some serious long-term confidence. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, that sounds pretty ambitious, but who's actually backing this thing? Because talk is pretty cheap. Now, I want to see the money and the names, and that's kind of when I found out about the heavy hitters behind Evernorth. Right, the investors lined up is actually like an all-star team of crypto and finance. Ripple itself, yes, the company behind XRP, is indeed investing. SBI Holdings, a Japanese financial giant, is putting in $200 million. Ripple Works, this is Ripple's charitable affiliate, Pantera Capital, yes, that's the huge crypto VC. You've got Arrington Capital, Kraken, yes, the exchange, GSR, and even Chris Larsen, who actually co-founded Ripple. Basically, it's a who's who of folk who really know XRP and believe in its future. Now, when I saw Kraken on that list, I had to do a bit of a double take. Even one of the biggest crypto exchanges is involved. You can stick a pin in Kraken because I've got something cool to share about them later. And you know what? It doesn't stop there. Evernorth's advisors include Brad Garlinghouse, David Swartz, and Stuart Alderley. Basically, literally Ripple's CEO, CTO, and Chief Legal Officer. So if those names, they don't ring a bell with you guys, then they are basically the top brass at Ripple, right? The fact that they're on board as advisors, it tells me that Evernorth isn't some fringe idea. It's closely aligned with Ripple's own vision. So when you have Ripple's dream team advising your project, well, you know that it's going to be a big deal. And I found myself thinking, how the heck did I not hear about this sooner? So I do a double check to make sure that I wasn't just, all in my head or something crazy. And I pulled up a Reuters piece and basically to confirm all of these details. And sure enough, it was all real, right? The report actually that said that Evernorth is merging with SPAC to list on the NASDAQ in early 2026, aiming to raise over $1 billion in the process, which would actually make it the largest publicly traded XRP company ever. Now, they've even got a kind of a ticker symbol reserved, which is XRPN. I mean, they're literally taking XRP to Wall Street. How crazy is that idea? Now, if you told me a couple of years ago that an XRP-focused company would be trading on the NASDAQ, I probably would have laughed. But here we are. So let's talk about that $1 billion and what it means in practical terms. Right, that money isn't just for show, is it? It's actually earmarked almost entirely to buy XRP on the open market. In fact, once the deal closes and the funds are in place, Evernorth plans to start purchasing XRP within 10 days. So we're talking on the order of 500 million XRP tokens scooped up in barely over a week. Now that could put some serious buy-side pressure on the market. In fact, analysts are saying that this could be or would be one of the largest XRP acquisitions in history, comparable to those massive Bitcoin buys that we saw institutions make in the past bull runs. So when this news hit, XRP's price even ticked up just a bit, hovering around $2.40. Nothing explosive, no, but XRP didn't instantly shoot to the moon or anything like that. But it does show that the market is indeed paying attention, even after 1.6 million retail investors got wrecked. Now, why are they even doing all of this now? A lot of it actually comes down to one key thing. That's regulatory clarity. For the longest time, XRP had a black cloud over it because of the SEC lawsuit. Institutions were like, better not touch that, the SEC might bite. But recently, we got a game-changing court decision. Essentially, a judge said that XRP itself is not a security when sold on exchanges, right? 𝗗𝗀𝘀 pointed out that XRP now has clear regulatory standing in the United States, which is opening the floodgates for institutional participation. So in plainer terms, the big money was just waiting on the sidelines for a green light, and now they feel like they finally have it. Evernorth is basically sprinting through that door, aiming to be the trusted bridge that connects XRP with those traditional investors who need that regulatory thumbs up. This is a long-term play, make no mistake about it. 𝗗𝗀𝘀 and his backers aren't in this for a quick flip. Right? He's on record saying that they want to compound value and grow their XRP stash because they have long-term confidence in XRP's role in the financial system. Right? They're thinking in years, maybe even decades. The XRP community, understandably, is buzzing about all of this. Many are seeing Evernorth as a huge bullish signal, right? Like an infrastructural kind of level move that kind of solidifies XRP's place in global finance. Now, I've even heard some people call Evernorth a potential MicroStrategy for XRP, referencing how MicroStrategy hoarded Bitcoin, except here it's an entirely regulated fund that is doing it, not just some CEO YOLOing company cash into crypto. Now, as an XRP holder myself, watching this all unfold is downright thrilling. It's almost vindicating. I've held XRP through some pretty dark times. Remember when everyone was calling it a scam during that lawsuit, right? Yeah. So seeing these major players validate XRP with cold hard cash, it feels pretty amazing. But hey, nothing is guaranteed in investing, especially in crypto. We have to temper our excitement with a bit of reality. And on that note, let me drop the crucial disclaimer before we go any further. This might just shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, and you could lose all of the money that you invest. You should always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. Your investments are entirely your responsibility, and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses, and this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Alright, with that out of the way, let's breathe for just a second and look at the bigger picture. What does Evernorth's move mean for us regular folks then? Right, for one, it actually reinforces my conviction in XRP. I've always believed in XRP's use case. Why else would I still be holding since 2020, right? But seeing institutions align with that belief is a pretty huge confidence boost. It's kind of like, okay, I'm not the only one who sees the potential here. However, I'm not about to go all in just because the big guys are, right? Remember, those institutions can be wrong too, and they have much deeper pockets to absorb the risk. So I stay level-headed, excited, but cautious. It also got me thinking about how I can maximize my own crypto situation ahead of the next potential bull run. Now, Evernorth is out here compounding XRP, and I'm over here thinking, how can I compound my XRP? Obviously, I can't drop millions on the market, but I can employ some strategies on a smaller scale. One thing that I've been doing, and long-term viewers are going to know this already, that is explore new ways to earn crypto passively. Enter Unity nodes, which I've been talking about a lot lately. Here's a quick recap for those who haven't already heard. Unity basically lets you turn your old smartphone into part of a global telecoms network, and you earn crypto rewards for it. Yeah, you heard that right. You install an application on your phone, it makes some verification calls to check the cell networks are all working as they should, and you get paid for helping identify any signal issues. It's kind of like turning your smartphone into a mini cell tower tester that actually earns you some crypto. Now, the cool part is that you get to choose to get paid in various different cryptocurrencies of your choice, not some new coin, but you could choose Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, and others. And you know, of course, I'm eyeing up XRP as one of my reward options. But imagine stacking XRP without even buying it outright, just running an application on a spare phone. So I decided to go and give Unity a bit of a shot. I purchased a Unity Node NFT, which comes with 200 licenses. So think of those licenses as kind of seats for up to 200 phones on my node network. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and deploy 200 phones on day one. I'm starting small. When the Unity app goes live, I plan to run these 10 phones as a bit of a test. I want to see how much those 10 devices can actually earn, what the experience is like, and if it's worth scaling it up. And if it does go smoothly and the rewards are solid, then I'm going to consider ramping up to more devices over time. Now, the neat thing here about Unity is that I can opt to receive my rewards in a whole mix of different cryptocurrencies. And yes, I'll definitely include XRP in that mix. It's kind of like mining, but instead of hungry or power-hungry GPUs crunching the numbers, I've got some smartphones just making some phone calls, which is pretty wild, right? Now, Unity, it is not the main focus of today's video, so I won't dive too deep into it all. But I will say to do your own research if the concept intrigues you. This is new technology, and it's not without its risks or its quirks. Now, I have linked Unity's light paper and a rewards calculator in the description down below so that you can check out all the details for yourself. As always, I'm sharing my experience and my experiment. I'm not telling you to go ahead and replicate it. I'll update you all on the future videos and how all of this kind of Unity trial goes, whether I hit a roadblock or maybe I end up with 10 phones gathering a whole load of altcoins. You're going to hear about it either way. One more Unity-related update though, I have actually acquired more licenses than I personally actually need, and I'm planning to lease them out to you guys or members of our community who are interested. Now, I know that some people are interested in Unity, but aren't ready to go ahead and drop all the money on a full master node NFT, right? So leasing a license would actually let you participate with just a single smartphone, and you'll still earn some pretty good rewards, right? At least according to their website, right? Without, of course, all that big upfront cost if it's out of your reach. Now, I'm still ironing out some of the details, but I will announce more on the website and in our free educational Discord server, and the links for those are in the description below. Once I'm ready, though, you're going to see everything. I'm thinking that you're probably going to be doing a reward split, as in you guys would earn 90% and the channel here would earn 10%, right? But if that is something that is interesting to you guys, you can check it out. But if that's, if that's something that you might want to try, then make sure that you're in the Discord. It's probably a better way to articulate it. It is a completely free Discord server, and it's where we kind of discuss all of these kind of things of opportunities, all different kinds of opportunities and ideas. Plus, it's a great place to just generally hang out with other like-minded individuals and share crypto knowledge. Okay, now switching gears back to exchanges and just general strategies here, right? Evernorth's big play, it reminded me that when the market heats up, things can get very crazy. So if XRP starts skyrocketing, which we can hope for, right? Exchanges might actually get overloaded. Now, I've seen it happen in the past bull runs, sudden outages, withdrawal freezes, you name it. That is why I always preach to make sure that you have a plan A, B, and C when it comes to the exchanges. Personally, I've signed up to a whole bunch of exchanges over the years, and I've done all the KYC where it is needed so that I'm not caught scrambling if one problem goes down, right? Or at least one platform goes down with a whole bunch of problems, right? I keep a little crypto in several different places to make sure I test them out, so I know that I have all the options. So if exchange X is going to be overloaded, or worst case, pulls an FTX and implodes, nobody wants that, then I can quickly go ahead and move over to exchange Y and Z, right? And just keep on trading or cashing out as needed. If you are curious which exchanges that I use and I trust, I've got them all listed out on my website, and there's a link down below. And those are referral links. Yes, using them will actually support the channel here at no extra cost to yourself. But genuinely, these are platforms that I use. The key point is you've got to be prepared. Don't just put all of your eggs in a single exchange basket, right? And definitely set up your accounts ahead of time so that you're not trying to verify your identity in the middle of a bull market frenzy. And speaking of exchanges, I want to highlight a very special offer that has been arranged with one of them. Remember that I said to stick a pin in Kraken, right? Well, Kraken is not only backing Evernorth, they're also helping my viewers accumulate more XRP. Here is the deal. If you sign up for Kraken using my affiliate link that's in the description, and you trade at least $100 worth of any crypto, excluding stablecoins, within 30 days, Kraken will credit you with $25 worth of XRP. And yes, that is free XRP as a thank you for getting started. Now, it's basically a 25% bonus on that $100 trade, which can be a spot trade, not a derivatives trade, which is pretty awesome too. Now, this is a limited time promotion, so if you've been meaning to or planning to kind of get on the Kraken exchange, or maybe you just want extra XRP to boost your portfolio, well, now is probably a really good chance to do this. So full terms and conditions are on Kraken's website, also linked in the description down below as well. So check it out for all the nitty and gritty details, because some jurisdictions are not allowed to participate. So do check the terms and conditions out. It's not affiliated with YouTube in any way. It is an offer that Kraken is offering just for cheeky crypto viewers. And to just be totally transparent, of course, the link that they've provided down below, that special link, it is an affiliate link, right? And it is going to help the channel out here. It means that if you participate and you meet the requirements, that you get your bonus in XRP and I get a small commission from Kraken for referring you. But it's actually a win-win-win situation because Kraken get a user, which is what they want. You get XRP as a bonus, and I get someone supporting the channel here, right? And I always make sure to disclose all of that stuff to stay on the right side of all of the rules, the FTC rules specifically. Now, while we're on the subject of affiliate stuff, I also have links for other exchanges as well, such as 𝗗𝗀𝘀 and BitGet, and a few others down in the description like Ledger and so forth, right? Now, those are some pretty solid exchanges, right? BitGet and 𝗗𝗀𝘀 I use pretty regularly, right? BitGet's been great for me for finding certain altcoins and trading through TradingView. And 𝗗𝗀𝘀 has been great for testing some of the advanced trading features. Now, if you sign up with those links, of course, it does help support the channel here, again, at no extra cost to you. But more importantly, it gives you additional options, right? Have exchanges that are larger, reputable, and some of the newer ones as well, spread out across as many different exchanges as you can, because having multiple exchange accounts is like having multiple tools in your toolbox. You never know when you're going to need plan B or plan C. All the affiliate links to the exchanges that I personally use are on my website and in the description if you're interested. All right, let's take a step back for a moment then, because this has been a pretty wild story, right? What started as me chasing down a crazy XRP rumor ended up revealing a major institutional play that could mark a new chapter for XRP. Now, to me, the biggest takeaway is this: conviction pays off. And I'm not talking about dollars and cents alone. I held on to XRP through the very tough times because I believed in the fundamentals. Now, seeing Evernorth and its backers essentially doubling down on XRP in such a public way, it kind of feels like validation. It's kind of like the universe is saying, you see, you were onto something. But it's also a reminder to stay pretty humble and grounded, because, or at least just because Evernorth is making some pretty big moves, it doesn't mean that we should get complacent or think that XRP is guaranteed to succeed. Right? We have to stay vigilant, we have to keep on learning, and we have to adapt to any new developments. I also feel kind of more motivated than ever to kind of be prepared for whatever comes next. Whether that's making sure that I have multiple exchange on-ramps or experimenting with new earning methods like Unity, or just continuing to educate myself all the way through this channel, right? Preparation is key, right? The crypto landscape can shift in an instant. Who knows? Maybe next month there will be another wild rumor, and I'll be here, right here, kind of back here, kind of chasing it down and bringing you another story, right? As I wrap this up, I want to say thanks for sticking with me on this journey. From being an XRP holder in 2020 to now, what a ride it's been. And I have a feeling it's only going to get more interesting from here. Did Evernorth's big XRP bet shock you as much as it did me? Are you bullish, skeptical, or somewhere in between? You can let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and definitely join our free Discord server if you want to deep dive or dive deeper into this discussion, right? The community would love to hear from you guys as well. Oh, and if you have enjoyed this little adventure and got some value out of it, or even some entertainment because I can't pronounce people's names, then you can do me a favor by hitting that like button and hitting that subscribe button, right? I've got plenty more personal crypto stories and breaking updates to share with you all, and I don't want you to miss any of it. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.